Hi friends, welcome to Panda's tutorial series. In this tutorial series we are understanding data science. So as part of this video we'll try to understand a pretty interesting thing, and that is time series. So what are the examples of time series? A very practical example of time series is actually the stock market data or the stock data. Like you typically see the data which keeps on going on for the different days, and then you analyze that data, say for a particular week or for a particular month, or even for that matter people analyze that data for 30 minutes slot or 15 minutes slot, 3 minutes slot, or even 1 minute slot. So these are some of the examples as part of time series with respect to the stock market and how people analyze the time series data or the stock market data. So as part of this video we will understand time series, and we'll try to understand how holidays can be handled as part of the data that is available to us. So let's go to Excel and understand the data that is available to us. So this is the data of a stock market data or the stock data of a company called as Reliance Industries. It's a pretty big conglomerate, Reliance Group, and Reliance Industry happens to be the flagship company. So here we can see that the data is available and it has 20 rows. That means starting from this particular line where I am hovering the cursor till the end. So there are 20 lines are there, and the data that we have is a open price of share, then high price of the share for that particular day, then the low price, then the closing price, and the volume of the transactions that happened for that particular stock on that particular day. So now here the way in which this data is presented, essentially it's a time series data because it's for per day the data is available. For a day this data is available. Now here you can see there is open, high, low, close and volume. However, there is no mention of date, and that is the way typically, or that is the way this data has been purposefully done, or the processing has been done so that you don't have a data, you don't have a date on this, and then you basically are told later that this is the data for this particular month. So that is what this scenario is now. So that means this 20 days of data is available. However, currently no days information is available or the date information is available, and later you are given that this is the information for these days. So if that is the scenario, or you want to do that processing on such data, then how will you handle it? So that is where the time series concept comes into picture, as well as how you handle the business days as well as the holidays. So these are some of the real cases with respect to the data. So now let's try to go to Jupyter, and we will try to first import pandas. Then we will read the data that I have just shown you. So I have basically read the file, and after I have done the reading of the file, then here you can see this open, high, low, close and volume, and here automatically 0, 1, 2, 3, that means serial number is added as part of showing it on the screen. Now the thing is, we would like to basically give some days to it or a date to it. So now somebody has told later that you got this information that this is the information for, or these are the dates. So what will you do? So here you are going to now make use of a date range function of pandas. So we are going to do pd.daterange. And now, since now we have been told that it's for, say for example, let's say it's for the month of October till the end of the October. So here we are giving start date, and then 10 is for October, that is, and then 1st of October till 30th of October, and the year is 2018. And here it has been told to us, and this is where the concept we need to understand. Here we have been told that it's a data for a business days, because somebody is trying to tell you, then obviously because you need to know that this is the data, it cannot be for a Sunday or a Saturday, because stock market doesn't function on Sunday or Saturday for that matter, and even it may not function on some specific days corresponding to that particular country. So that's the way typically it happens. So essentially we need to take care of business days also. So here now we got this information that this is the data that is given in Excel and it's for the month of October, and we need to know now this is our understanding, because the frequency has to be business days, otherwise it may just take the data from 1st of October and then till 20th of October, and that is not what we want. Why? Because it's for the business days. So that is the key thing here to understand. So here now we have taken this start date as 1st of October and end date as the end of the October, and the frequency is the business days. So this FREQ parameter is very important. Now let's try to understand, suppose because by default there is a support for US calendar. So if I want to basically make use of this particular US calendar, then I can actually import US federal holiday calendar. So this is what I can directly use. And obviously I will have to use another thing, which is custom business day. So here from pandas.timeseries.offsets and pandas.timeseries.holiday, we are importing US federal holiday calendar, and then the offsets. The offset concept is like, because if you have a data for 20 days, however the data is not for all the days, it's only for the business days. That means you need to take care of the offsets. So for that there is a module which is custom business days, which we are going to make use of. So we are now, first we will create the object of the custom business day with a particular calendar, because then only we will understand what do we want to make use of. So for that we will provide here calendar parameter as US federal holiday calendar. With that means we are invoking the constructor of this particular function, or this particular class rather. Let me put it in object oriented way. So here now, so we will get this object which is US calendar. Now once we have this US calendar object, so let me just execute it. So now you will see that it's now a custom business day. Why? Because we are interested in custom business day. That is what, because for every country this is going to differ. So now here the reason I am just trying to tell you this is because we have taken here stock market data. However, such situation can happen for any data like weather data, or for that matter any other data that you typically are going to study or analyze. So here now you basically have created the object for the US calendar. Now we will use this. So for that we want to now give the basically there are 20 entries, and now here we can see that we are going to create a range. So, and for that we are setting the frequency as the US calendar now. So we are using this function which is range1. Why you require this? Because you now want to have this data with the index, because now there is no index. So I want the data to look like, instead of 0, I will be interested in having a date, say for example 1st of October, and then open, high, low, close volume, then say 2nd of October, whatever, open, high, low, close volume, like that. So it should keep on going for all the business days except or other than Saturday and Sunday. So if that is what I need to do, then I need to do some more processing, and that is where I will now create something called as range1, or say that's the name of a parameter that I have given, because that is my range. So we will now provide the start as 1st of October and end as 29th, because say assume that 8th of October is a holiday in US. That means now we require a data which will span for the month of October. However, as we now know that 8th of October is holiday in US, so basically we will give the end date as 1 less. So that is what we are doing. Now this is little tricky to understand, so I will explain this concept little more when I take an example of another country. So for example, I will take example of India. So let me just first explain this concept. So here we are basically giving the range1 is equal to pd dot date range, start is equal to 1st of October, and the end is basically the end of October. However, one day which is less, and the frequency is US calendar. So we will now create this object which is now the range1. So now you can see Now you can see that it basically has given this 1st of October, 2nd of October, and then it has given the till 29th of October. Now I want to use this information, which is the range one, because as the index. That is what I have explained to you. Like I want to show it row wise. So now let me just run it, and I am going to now use the function which is set index of pandas, and there I am giving my own range. That's why we have created a variable called as range 1, and we want to make it in place true. Why? Because our data frame anyway has this data which is df. So data frame anyway has this data, but it does not have date information. So now because we got this information about date range later, so we have created that particular column. So it's like sort of creating a column of particular date range with a frequency. However, this is not just plain creation of a column. It takes into consideration the frequency, which is basically the US calendar. So now we will make use of this function which is set index. So once you do the set index, now you can see that each row has a date, and then there is a open, high, low, close, volume, and then volume. So we can now see that now this data starts from 1st of October till 29th of October, and again it's just 20 entries which we were given earlier in the Excel file. Okay, now let's try to understand this situation with respect to a custom calendar. Why? Because though we have done it for this, so this is a little tricky situation, because since we were knowing and we just said okay it will map to 29, so again this is little difficult for us to do this automatically. Why? Because we have to manually compute, okay, then what will be my end date. Now suppose if the end date is falling on Saturday, then what should happen? If the end date falls on Sunday, then what should happen? So instead of that, let's try to understand a better approach. So we will try to now use this custom calendar, and here we will make use of, say, Indian calendar. So here now in our previous example, or in this previous one, we have basically imported custom business day and then the US federal holiday calendar. So we are not going to use this now, obviously, because we are now going to handle another country which is India. So here we will now use this holiday, that is from pandas.timeseries.holiday, and then import abstract holiday calendar. Then apart from that, we are going to import holiday. Then we are going to make use of offsets, which is again the custom business day. So this doesn't basically, so here we are going to use the custom business day. So, and let's try to see it now. So this is the same. So custom business day, no issues. However, this holiday is now not going to be US federal holiday, but it's now going to be the one that is abstract holiday calendar, and then we are going to make use of the holiday class, which is at the base level. So now we are going to use this. So now for that, how do I use this? So for that I need to create my own class now. Why? Because now it's like custom business day and abstract calendar. So I am making use of an abstract holiday calendar. That means now I can use it, this approach I can use for any country, irrespective, as long as I know what are the holidays that are applicable to that particular country with respect to the business days. So now we will create a class. So let's assume, or let's give a name like Indian holiday calendar, and we are going to derive it from abstract holiday calendar. So that is what basically we are given here. So now we have to give the rules. So what are the rules? So rules is like there is going to be a first holiday. For example, this is now we are only talking about month of October. So let us say that 2nd October is a holiday in India because it's a Mahatma Gandhi's basically about the 2nd of October. So we are going to use it as a birthday of Mahatma Gandhi. So that is where we have called it as Gandhi Jayanti. So essentially it's a birthday for Mahatma Gandhi, which is a world famous leader. So here now we have to pass 3 parameters, that is the holiday to this constructor, and then whatever the name you want to give. So it can be given as Gandhi's birthday. I have just given some other name which is in Indian language, but it doesn't matter. So it's a birthday of Gandhi, and then basically the month. So I need to give the parameter as the month and the day corresponding to that particular month. Similarly, if there is another festival in India, say in the month of October, so month is 10, so day is 19, and that corresponds to say name of the festival is the say Dasera. So it can be anything. So you can give the depending on your own country, you can just give the title. So this is just a title, so it doesn't matter. The main thing to understand here is the month and on which day it falls for that particular month. So now we have to give this rules. So this is essentially the rules which we have to give it in this rectangle. So it's like a list. Essentially we are creating the list of all the holiday list. So that is what. So it's a rule, but to simplify it, it's like just you are giving it as a list for that particular month. So then once this rules are given, so we can now make use of this particular class. So let's use the name of this particular object as Indian calendar. So Indian underscore calendar, and then we are making use of this custom business day, and now calendar is, this is our own custom calendar which is Indian holiday calendar. So we are now giving it calendar is equal to Indian holiday calendar. We are just giving it, and once you do this, then this will create the object by name Indian underscore calendar. So once we are done, now we have to make use of this. So now it is very simple to understand. So now we have to apply this calendar which we just have created by specifying our own rules. So for that we will do now pd.date range. So obviously we have to give the date range which will start from first to end. Now you can see I didn't bother about whether to give 29th and all that, because now it is very easy for me to do because I have my own calendar. So automatically it will take care now. So here we have given frequency is equal to Indian calendar. So once you do that, so now we have created the range. So now you can see this is the index. Now this size obviously will be 20. The length of this will be 20. Now we want to do the set index using the range 2, and it will be done now in place. So obviously now you can see, so 2nd of October was holiday. That is what we have defined as part of custom rules earlier. So this is basically so you don't see now a data entry for 2nd of October now. Similarly, you will not see data entry for 19th of October, and that is the beauty of using the custom calendar and then you specifying your own rules so that you don't have to bother. It takes care, everything is taken care automatically, and it fits as per that particular rules, whatever the rules that you basically are providing. So once you are done with this, so you now got the data frame. So once you got this data frame, obviously you can handle it and you can do the processing as per your own liking. Suppose if you want to do it for another country and you want to say do it for Egypt. So in Egypt there is basically Friday and Saturday are holidays. Just let's say this is a simple example for the sake of understanding. This example is taken, and let us say Sunday is a normal working day. Then we have to use the week mask. So it is like a week mask. That means now we will tell my week is Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and then Friday and Saturday are off. So we will define the week mask, and then we will give the date range, that is starting from 1st of October till end, and then we will give the Egypt calendar, this one, the frequency. So now you can see this is the Egypt calendar frequency. Now I want to create this Egypt calendar. So another way to do that, now I want to apply holidays because I didn't apply holiday. So another way to provide holidays, if it is simple, then I can just say holidays is equal to list. Rather it's just in double quotes you just give the dates that you want to provide, and then you just say start and end. So that is also simpler way to give holidays. However, this is little difficult to do every time. So the recommended approach will be to make use of the one that I have given you, like you have your own custom class, then you define the rules, and then you keep on adding whatever the way in which you want to do it, because it's easy to manage. However, this is a shortcut. It's okay for 1 or 2 holidays or something like that if you want to try, but the better approach will be to define your own class. So now you got this index, and then you can do whatever the thing I have told you as part of the US calendars, or even in Indian calendar we have done it, that you can make use of set index and then you can play with it. So this is about this particular demo. So as part of this demo, we have understood the time series concept. So that means it's a series of data or a sequential data. It can be for a day data, it can be week data, it can be month data, or it can be seconds data. Depends on how the data, how you treat it with respect to the time series. and here we understood how do you take care of holidays, that means the working days or the business days for a particular country, and then how you apply as part of frequency so that you can use it to create the data frame. So I hope you like this video. Thank you.